4 times. These are, first of all, this suede is still ridiculous. Like I was like, yo, like she really looked out. It was weird because it was like, when you do, like, you could do nice things for people, but don't necessarily think you deserve things because you do nice things for people. Mm-hmm. And even when people reward you for just doing nice things, you're just kind of like, did I really deserve that? Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's the story behind these. And it was actually funny because, like, I was literally just doing stuff like, I work in higher education now, right? I was kind of in the bag of what I still currently do. And
what is it that you do? You know, since we're here, let's touch on topics.
I'm an academic advisor. It's important work. It's overlooked work.
Mm-hmm. Well, what are your goals?
I mean, you know, right now, I really kind of want to focus a lot more on our people and how that, and I have this overarching question of like, how do we as a people define success? Mm-hmm. And how does that shape what we do when it comes to success, right? Yeah. So everybody, I live by this mantra to a degree. Everybody tells you to go to college. Nobody tells you how to get through it. Mm-hmm. And Lord knows anybody who has a degree can attest to the fact that nobody told them how to get through college. Like, it's just different. Mm-hmm. And even with that, it's like, I always thought it was important. I was like, yo, too many people pick these majors and they end up hating what they do for a living. And like, for life. Like, yo, these 4 years are not going to like dictate the rest of your life. They sure as hell shouldn't dictate any type of happiness. They shouldn't dictate if you think that you're successful or not either. Yeah. So I use what I do to kind of have conversations with students, and it ends up being a lot of like mental health talk, because like the world's told them for a long time, oh, you need to do this to become successful. I'm just like, well, what is success to you? It was like, why do you think that if you go and do this thing and you're great at this thing that you're not successful? Yeah. Like, why does it have to be based upon how much money you're making? Because if you love what you're doing, money's gonna follow, right? Mm-hmm. Why is it that if you're not as known, or you don't get the notoriety, or you don't know what the corner office, like, you're not successful, right? Like, nah, it's a moving scale. Success thing is moving. So like, I just work with students right now, and like eventually I just kind of want to work with us as a culture of people and be like, yo, we got to start these conversations better within the house. Mm-hmm. And give people more resources. It's like, okay, you want to go do that thing? Cool. What do you need from me so you can be successful at it? Mm-hmm. I had a friend of mine, like, he got a degree in art at Winston. You know our people, especially if they educate people, like, you got a degree in art history? What you gonna do with a degree in art history? That same friend of mine just came back from New York selling his own art at Art Basel. Mm-hmm. But, you know, and like when he graduated from Winston, he went and was working for Karma.
Just because people can't see it doesn't mean the opportunities aren't there. Right.
So like, that means there needs to be a refocusing and reframing of how we define success. Mm-hmm. So what I do is like, yeah, I'm gonna help you get to your goals, but I want to push you to think a little bit more about what your goals are. Yeah. But every single day I do it, I'm doing the same thing to me. Mm-hmm. I ain't got it all figured out. Lord knows I ain't got it all figured out. So, eventually, hopefully I'm like somebody's go-to, asking like, oh, well, we're trying to reshape this curriculum for these people. Like, okay, cool. Did you consider this? Like, did you ask the students what they want out of this? Did you try to integrate any, careers or anything like that into making this thing a thing? Like, so that's what I do. But yeah, this shoe's actually a reflection of me, one of the early moments of me being in my bag. Mm-hmm. Funny enough. Mm-hmm. But like, I gotta do things like that. But even with, that I had to learn over time, even as I got better at my goals or understanding what my goals were, I still struggle with focusing. And that's mostly because I still try to keep everything in my head and not like sometimes it's not necessarily about like actually putting them in action, but sometimes just putting them down on paper. Like, I've thought about getting back on medication for ADHD. I'm not 100% certain about doing it.
Why get back on the medication?
Because, I mean, I need help. I need help for where I am in my life now. And I don't know what that help looks like, but I know that I have to be open to whatever that help may look like. Am I rushing to get on medication? Absolutely not. Like, I kind of like this person that I grew to learn that I actually am. Not who I thought I was.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, a thing in itself. And it's pretty good not living with this cognitive dissonance. It's like, okay, you do these things, but you say you're these things. It's like, no, it's kind of cool being in a place where it's like, I am what I do, and I do what I am, and who I say I am, and all those things. But is there an opportunity for me to like do these things better? But do I need to do those things better? Do I need medication? Do I need a planner? Do I need to set multiple alarms on my phone? Do I need to download apps that turn off other apps for hours upon hours so I don't get distracted? And I've tried all of them. The grad school, man, I had this app on my phone that literally was like, it would give me 1, 3, 5, 7, 15 like hour increments where I could select, and it would shut off my ability to access other apps on my phone other than like phone calls, not even text messages.
Yeah,
I couldn't even respond. I was just like, yo, this is a little intrusive. I got these papers done though. it's like you make a decision. It's like
I made it to the finish line.
Like I got there.
I succeeded.
I got the degree. You know, a year and a half ago.
Y'all niggas can hate on me, but I did it.
Listen, I ain't worried about other niggas. I was hating myself. I was like, nigga, I need to get this fire ass tweet off. It's like, what's Twitter?
How was Twitter a relief for you in your life? Because I know it's an outlet that you explore quite often.
Twitter is like, it's a playground for ADHD.
Tell me more.
It's so many conversations taking place at the same time. Twitter literally. So like, this is the scary thing. If you ever want to know how the mind of a person with ADHD possibly can work, because not all of us deal with the same shit. But for me, if you ever want to know what the mind of a person on ADHD looks like, watch your Twitter timeline if you follow 1,500 people. Like, not during the sporting event, not during it like where everybody's like focusing on the same thing. Like literally just like watch Twitter. See all the different things people are talking about. And then you'll see a thread, you'll follow down that thread and be down that rabbit hole, and then, oh look at this thing over here. And then it's like this thread. And it's like, yo, you ain't even, and you can, there was a time in my life I didn't have any streaming apps. I didn't have Netflix. I didn't have Netflix up until like 4 years ago. It was not something that I was doing. I wasn't going.
Because you're like, nah, that's a distraction. That's dangerous.
Well, not even necessarily that. It's just like, it's hard. It was hard for me to focus on anything long enough to continue to watch it. Like, binging is hard to do when you are easily distracted here and there. Like,
have you ever binge watched something and like had a cell phone out so you could balance it out with like, 2 distractions?
I
all the time.
I watch. I'm on Twitter and watching shows simultaneously.
Yeah.
Or I'm on. Well, actually, I'm actually going to get to that too. Or I'm on Nike's website, designing shoes. Television's on in the background. I got a tweet that's fired off on my phone. My fiance can be in the room. Like,
shout out to your fiance.
All those things can literally happen at the same time, and I'm engaged, but I'm not full. I can't fully engage.
Yeah.
But I can give what I can give to multiple things at the same time because that's how my head is functioning. But you get to a certain point where it's like it's mentally exhausting.
A lot of energy.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy amounts of energy. Like, it's like a skill that you really don't want to have. It's like, for what? It's like I'm over here focusing on It was like I used to spend. Let's say an NBA basketball game is on, right? Mm-hmm. I could never just sit down and watch an NBA basketball game.
Yeah.
Like, ever. Now, in person, it's different.
Because it's right there.
It's right there.
Yeah.
Right? But here goes the other thing about it. I can go to a live-action baseball game and watch it and actually be there. Because there's always something going on in baseball. Yeah. Like, you're watching the pitcher get up with the signs. You're looking at the shift in the outfield, shift in the infield. You're looking at the catcher, like things like that. You're looking at the teams, like the general managers in the dugout, giving signs here and there. Conversations.
Information, but it's spread out.
It's spread out.
Yeah.
It's all within one place, but it's spread out. That's literally how my mind works. It was like, how can you enjoy a baseball game? I was like, yo, there's so much going on at the same time, you wouldn't even know it. But everybody's only focused on the pitch, the throw, the hit, the catch, or the home run, or whatever it may be, or the runner. Like, nah. It's non-stop stuff going on. Not to mention stuff over the PA and on the screen and ads and like,
yeah.
Get your Cracker Jacks. All it's so much at the same time. So, yeah, like Twitter has been great. It allows me to get things in my head out my head. I didn't realize how important it was for that to take place, but like. A lot of the times that I've been on Twitter, I've been able, like, it's like streams of thoughts. You can just kind of get it out, and it's better in out somewhere than being stuck in my head, because in my head it's like, what does it mean I do it with? What am I doing with this? Other than just like slowing down my general function, because it's just bogged up with so much that's there. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the fourth pair of sneaker that we have left?
Oh yeah,
today in this conversation. I know the beer is good and this chat's great, so you know. But I was like, nah, we got a fourth pair.
All right, so
I know there's a story here. What year is this one?
This is 2000. 2020.
2020. So yeah. This is the most recent.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Did I tell these stories I didn't tell these chronologically.
About the order.
No, I know that, but I would have thought it was funny.
Okay,
but
so what's the order of the sneakers that are here?
They're not chronologically.
The blue is 2015, or is that 2016 that you got?
No. The khaki highs I got in 2008.
Okay.
I was 2008. Yeah. So those are the oldest ones I've owned that are here. Right? And then the UCLA colored Samoas I got in 2015. I got the Jordan 6s, the black infrared ones I got in 2019. 2019, yeah. The last one. So, all right. So there's a couple reasons I picked these ones, right? It's symbolic of a larger story. So like I said earlier, right? I didn't like buying sneakers that other people had. So one of my favorite things was the fact that at one point, multiple sneaker companies enabled you to go on their website, design colorways of sneakers, buy them, and they were your sneakers, right? Literally loved the fact that you could do that. Nike had Nike ID. Adidas had My Adidas, MII Adidas. New Balance New Balance had it up at one point in time. One point in time, you can go on and design your own 992s. And you could do 992s, 574s with the suede and all that. Like, you could do that. I know Vans had it for a minute. I know, Chuck Taylor is now owned by Nike, so you can do that with Chuck Taylors now. So yeah, multiple companies gave you that option. Nike's been doing it the longest, to my knowledge. But yeah, I always thought that was real cool. Yeah, so I was sitting in the house, early COVID. I was taking a break.
In the house and I'm in the house bored.
Sitting in the house and I'm in the house bored. Sitting in the house and I'm in the house bored.